All
All
right,
right,
Whitestown.
that's you. I'll
Whitestown.
let you have
Finally,
it.
well, I guess this is still kind of the west side, the northwest side. This is north of Brownsburg. So yeah, we could consider this even the west side still. Um, this to me is a truly up and coming, I mean, if not already up and coming or up and came market. It's really blowing up. It's outside of Zionsville and on its way to Lebanon. It's right there by the highway, so easy access for everything. So there's got a lot of good fundamentals on this market. So it's a little smaller, as you can see, only 35 active homes on the market, but the average rent, look at that, is 22-24. So it is a little bit of a higher end play out there because there's so much new construction. The homes are pretty big out there, I would say.
Yeah.
With that newer construction, I think we just brought on one. It was a big house, like 3,000 square feet, something like that. So houses can be big out there. But this, I think, is an up and coming area, especially with, I mentioned Lebanon before. That is also an up and coming area, which we may include as time goes by on this. But this is definitely a market to watch. So average rent 22-24. And again, no days on the market just because the data set is so small. But average sales price, again, right at that 350 mark. So 354, 492. Not as much appreciation as I would have thought, to be honest. I thought we would have seen a little bit more with all of that new construction out there, but we'll definitely keep an eye on that. There's 54 of those homes that sold there at that average of 354. So this is a good market. It's a little more affordable than Zionsville. Again, it's got easy access to the highways. There's so much construction out there. I don't know. You've been out there lately, Chris? There's so much. Everything is brand new out there. It's amazing.
I have. And so as far as the average sales price at 354, you spoke to, you would have expected a little bit larger appreciation play. I kind of see why there's not. I mean, it's been so small, Whitestown, right? We're just expanding into that area. So it hasn't been an area of desire yet. And it's just flourishing, right? I mean, that's kind of why we're talking about more and more of these markets, because that's exactly what they are. So although my perception and your perception of Whitestown, we would expect to see more of an appreciation because we know what Whitestown is. But as people are just coming to the area, Whitestown is just finding its way to really on the map. So that would be what I would speak to, why we're not seeing the appreciation play that we would expect. Now, I'm going to go back here to Plainfield for just a second, because if we look at the average sales price at $345 with your average rent at $1,699, and we go back to Whitestown at average at $354, but your average rents are at $2,200. Are you kidding me? What market am I looking at jumping into? It's for sure Whitestown. Now, Whitestown also, the median rental prices over time, the same thing has been true for every one of these markets. And I even more strongly believe that we're seeing a much higher median rental price because 12 months ago, there just wasn't hardly anything in these areas as they continue to grow here over the last 12 months. So that's no surprise either. Whitestown, to me, in my own perception, I see it as a baby Carmel. I feel like that whole north side, Whitestown, Zionsville, Carmel, they all want to stay relatively close as far as the nature, the culture that's been absorbed there in the Carmel, Zionsville, Whitestown area. I think that's exactly what they're trying to develop there.
Yeah, for sure. There's so much commercial development that's gone out over there in the last year or two. It's in my mind, it's very similar to Westfield. In fact, in how fast it's been built up and is getting built up. To me, it's very reminiscent of Westfield. It's just kind of like boom out of nowhere, all these houses, all this commercial. So there's a lot of activity going on out there for sure.
I totally see that. Yeah, I absolutely see that. Yeah.
So,
well, if you're good with Whitestown, I think that's it. As we incorporate these new areas, I just tried to wrap us up on the previous market report, but I'm going to go ahead and close this out here now. Let us know, guys, if you have another area you want us to include, what you think of these new market areas, where you might be putting your investment dollars. Let us know if you want us to run a rental analysis for you for a property that we manage now, or maybe one that we don't. Happy to run one and send it over to you at any time. If you have any general questions, please, I hope you don't hesitate to reach out by phone, email, however is convenient for you. Mike, any closing thoughts as we wrap this up?
The only thing I would say is, we mentioned this earlier in the market reports, but if you have a house that you bought 2 or 3 or 4 years ago and you've got a 2, 3, 4% interest rate, my goodness, to let that go is, if you can do anything, I would do anything to hold on to that. Turn that house into a rental. Don't sell it. You've got gold right now because interest rates are higher for longer, right? I mean, we are here to stay in these 5, 6, and I've even heard 7 and 8% interest rates. So that gives you such an advantage by having that low interest rate. If you have a house that you own that you're thinking about turning into a rental, just know that you've got a huge advantage with that low interest rate, 2, 3, 4%. So use that to your advantage.
Absolutely. I mean, everyone I talk to that's lucky enough to have an interest rate like that, just myself included, I'm pretty sure I'm stuck in this house forever, or rather, this house is stuck with me forever, at least.
Yeah.
If we ever move, there's no way I'm letting go of it. We will keep that interest rate. I'm not going to let go of that. So you're absolutely right. If you're lucky, if you're one of the lucky ones that have, and I speak to them every single day, that have it, you're in an amazing position, not only to for the entry point that you for sure were able to acquire that property. So your appreciation play over the near future is amazing, let alone the rate that you were able to secure for that loan. Your ability to cash flow is almost certainly there. Reach out. I'll send you a rental analysis. I'm certain you'll be shocked to see what it returns. So reach out anytime. Mike, if you're good, I'm good. We're going to close this out.
Grab it.
Like and subscribe. Let us know how we can help. We'll catch you in the next one.
See you guys.